Are you ready for a crazy fact? This is the only time in all of the Bible that God is pictured as running. The story is often labeled the parable of the prodigal son, but it probably would be better named the parable of the running father. And this is profound. Why and where would God run? It's not to judge the guilty, but it's to bring a son home. Let's break it down. See, in Middle Eastern culture, dignified men simply did not run. To run, a man would have to lift his robe, exposing his legs, and that act was considered shameful and humiliating. But Jesus paints a picture of a father racing toward his son while he was still far off. His son had squandered the inheritance given by his father, chose rebellion and disrespect, but what do we learn in verse 20 of Luke 15? While he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion and ran. That Greek word used for ran means to sprint. It's not a stroll or some measured walk, but why the urgency? We need a lesson in Jewish tradition because there was this ancient tradition called kezazah, a ceremony performed when the Jewish son lost his inheritance among Gentiles, and the town would break a pot at his feet, declaring him cut off. But this father runs first, before the shame, before the rejection, before the punishment. That's Jesus' point. The cross is not just where God welcomed us back. It's where he ran ahead to bear our shame before it could fall on us. He took the humiliation so we wouldn't have to. This isn't just about a prodigal coming home. It's about a father who refused to leave us in our sinful state. That's why the son is clothed in the father's clothing, wearing the father's ring, with shoes on his feet and a celebration awaiting, not because he's deserving, but because the father is loving. So here's the question we need to consider. What kind of father do you believe God to be? Distant? Disappointed? Waiting for you to clean up, or running to you? If God runs to restore, then we should too, toward the addicted, the ashamed, the ones still far off. See, the church is never more like our Heavenly Father than when we run to the hurting.